Hello there, everybody. I'm mrgameandpie, and welcome to a new series. This game is 20XX, an indie game which is a roguelike Mega Man X styled game. And, if you've been following me for a while, you might know that I did a collab of this game, the multiplayer of it, with a fellow Let's Player known as Deceased Crab. Kind of a big deal in the Let's Playing community, one of the very first Let's Players to ever post his videos to YouTube. It was a good time, and well, now it's time for me to make some videos on this game myself. And in particular, this isn't really Let's Play 20XX, this is 20XXing. Once again, if you've been familiar with my series for a while now, you'll know that I've had several ing series before. There's been Splatooning, there's been Overwatching, and there's been Team Fortress 2ing for like 2 episodes. Essentially, the styles of these types of videos is that I'm playing a game that has no definitive ending. Whether it's a first-person shooter or a roguelike like this. In this case, roguelikes are randomized. Every time you play the game, it'll be different. And what I'm doing here specifically is the game has a daily challenge. Basically, every day, the game comes up with a random seed that it utilizes, and everybody for that day can access that particular seed and see how they compare with each other throughout the same level layout, throughout the same game layout. And so basically, if you're seeing this the day that it's uploaded, you too can go on to 20XX and play this exact level layout. And you can see how well you do compared to me. I'll be recording these levels late at night or early in the morning, and then uploading them sometime throughout the day. So that, maybe you can see, you can get a preview of what today's level layout is like, and maybe see just what you want to do beforehand. But, so a lot of the elements of this game involve collecting various power-ups, and we haven't actually seen any power-ups throughout here yet. But there's all sorts of stuff. You can increase your jump height, you can increase your run speed, increase your max health and max energy, increase your attack power and your power, that is your special weapon power. All sorts of stuff. And then there's also other types of upgrades that aren't statistical upgrades, but are things like being able to store an extra charge shot, or being able to do a double jump, or being able to fly around, or, whenever you pick up health and you're at max health, you can get energy instead. Just all sorts of different stuff. And there we go, that was the first boss down. That was Death Lotus. He's actually pretty easy as the first boss. And so after being a boss, you get to choose either between their special weapon, some nuts that act as currency, or a statistical upgrade. I pretty much always accept the weapon, because the statistical upgrades are generally very weak, and, nuts, there's just not enough to be worth it, I'd say. So, one of the power-ups that we just got there is essentially gave us 1 extra power damage, and now every time we go to a new level, we'll get 1 extra power damage. Because we got it in the first level, that means that by the end we'll have 8 extra power damage. Because there are 8 levels. Sometimes you'll find an enemy that's glowing. Those enemies are basically enhanced versions of regular enemies that they have more health than normal. And during regular gameplay, they will give you things called soul chips that you use to unlock various upgrades. Because whenever you first buy the game, the only upgrades that you can possibly find throughout the levels are very basic statistical upgrades, as well as core augments that I'll probably talk more about later. But by getting the soul chips, you can access different upgrades, and they can be better statistical upgrades, they can be more advanced upgrades that do a variety of different things. Just basically, whenever you first turn the game on, you'll be finding me find a lot of different upgrades here, and so while the level layouts will generally be the same, you might not find the same upgrades because you just simply haven't unlocked them yet. So here we have a store, a scrap recycler. Ooh, we have some options here. So we have charged nuts. Sometimes nuts restore 1 energy. We have the Thunderous Boon, which will give us 6 energy power, or power energy, stuff. And then we have Armatort's Dome. This is a core augment, and I'll be picking this one up. So, as we can see on the pause screen here, we can see all the augments that we've obtained so far, as well as all the weapons we've obtained so far. And then we have core augments. They're basically the armor pieces from the Mega Man X games. You can have a head augment, a body augment, a buster augment, or a Lego augment. And yeah, there's 4 different sets of augments. There's the Armatort, which I currently have the Armatort helmet. But yeah, Armatort focuses heavily on defense. And then there's Oxjack, which focuses on dashing and speed. There's Dracopint, that's based on upgrading your regular attacks. And then there's Owlhawk, which is based on upgrading your powers. Personally, my favorite sets are the Armatort and the Owlhawk, so if you see those, I'm probably going to be going after them more often than not. These challenge rooms here, we've already seen me try to do another one and fail at it, but if you successfully complete the challenge at hand, you'll be rewarded with a core augment. A random core augment at that. And yeah, I have a lot of fun with this game personally. So hopefully, as I go through some of these daily challenges, I'll be able to show off a lot of the different setups that you can have. I may not always succeed, because you're only ever given 1 life during these challenges. So, if I fail, then I fail, and that's okay. Ooh, alright, Armatort's Pound. This makes it so that my charge shots can destroy enemy projectiles. And it's one of the major reasons why the Armatort set is one of my favorite sets. Also, I didn't mention it, but the helmet piece makes it so that if I grab health, there's a chance of me also getting armor for it. Which armor is basically like a temporary extension to your health bar. It can go past your maximum health. But if you get hit and you lose armor, then you're never really getting that armor back. It's temporary, essentially. And basically with the Armatort helmet, you never have to waste a health capsule, because even if you're at full health, you can still pick up health capsules and get armor from them. Although you're not guaranteed to do this. Ooh. And with that upgrade, we get 2 armor at the beginning of every level, so that's pretty good. Free +2 right there. Now, there's a variety of level thematics in the game. There's 4 thematics. There's the sky levels, the ice levels, the grass levels, and the fire levels. With 8 bosses, that means that there's 2 bosses per level type, essentially. Alright, so here we have a vending machine, and we can spin nuts to get HP out of this one. And there's also other ones that will give us energy for nuts, and another one that basically whenever we use it, we lose health, but we gain nuts out of it. So it's sort of a reverse of the thing that we just used. Alright, so here's our second boss. In the daily challenges and weekly challenges and such, the bosses are completely randomized. You don't really get to choose which ones you go to in which order. But normally at the end of every level, you'll have 3 to choose from. Just, yeah, not this time. Ooh, luck up. Nice. I do tend to be pretty lucky, so let's hope this continues. So I didn't actually use my special weapon that level, but here's the weapon that we got from Death Lotus. It can ignore shields and defenses and such, and it's really pretty powerful. And here's the weapon that we got from, the boss that we just fought. It carries your momentum, it can do a variety of hits, and yeah, it's kind of powerful, but it's not all that useful. It can solidify disappearing blocks, though. Alright, so here we have the fire level. And we're going to be fighting a hamster in this level. Isn't that amazing? For those of you who don't know, I often do Versus series where I race through a friend in a video game. And typically, we'll both me and my opponent will have a team name for people to root for us and such. And my team is generally known as the Flaming Napalm Hamsters. So whenever I saw that there was a hamster-based boss in a fire-based level in this game, I was quite happy to see that, honestly. It was pretty good. Oh, okay. Yeah, because you only ever have one life in this game, the game has no instant death. At least, not in its base form. There are a variety of ways to increase the challenge of the game. Ooh, nice. Nuts boost damage. That's a pretty good item right there. And one of the ways that you can increase the challenge of the game is by making things such as spikes and lava and the like instant death. But that's not something that I like to do. It's one of my least favorite ways to increase the challenge of the game because, yeah, the game is not based around that. Notably, though, one of the things to note is that every every core augment set, Armatort and Owlhawk and all them, if you get all 4 pieces of a single set, you'll get an extra bonus. And the extra bonus for the Armatort set is that stage hazards like lava and spikes and such, they don't hurt you anymore. So that's a pretty good bonus to have, honestly. Like these blue flames here. Yeah, if I had the full Armatort set, they would not hurt me anymore. And I would be greatly appreciative of that. Honestly, with the way things are looking right now, I'm not sure that I'll actually complete this particular challenge today. Admittedly, it is pretty late at night, and I am kind of not fully awake right now, so that might have something to do with it. Nice. I will take that HP. Still, if I could succeed, that'd be nice. I did try to record this series once before, and, you know, I did do a successful run. It was pretty good, but I felt like my commentary was just very lacking. Alright, so here we go. So here's the Owlhawk legs. It gives you flight. And here's the Oxjack body. It makes it so whenever you dash, you get a shield. I'm not going to grab either of these right now, because I'm not really going for either of those sets. And I feel like I want to save my nuts for anything in the future. Plus, if I were to get the, you know, the Armatort version of those, I'd definitely replace those pieces. So, may as well just save my nuts for now. Plus, I also have that, the item that gives me power whenever I have nuts. So that's helpful. That said, I will buy some health. Yeah, that's nice. So, let's go fight a hamster. Here we go. Rollster Beta. Roll free or die. This guy gives a pretty good weapon, so definitely looking forward to this one. That said, he is kind of annoying to fight. One thing to note is that you might have noticed the various hamster enemies that we've been fighting throughout the stage. And higher versions of the hamster enemies that are purple and like orange and stuff, they'll split apart. And likewise, this boss does the same. Indeed, the vast majority of the bosses in this game are essentially just harder versions of regular enemies. And as one might expect, they have similar gimmicks to the enemies that they're based on. Although notably, not every boss is a harder version of a regular enemy. There are a select few that are basically just their own thing. That's kind of rare, though. Nope, I am out of heart. There we go. So what do we get this time? Ooh, Power Enhancer. How much power do we have? Oh my gosh, we have 9. Yeah, at the top there you can see the status screen. You can see how much health we have, how much energy we have, and underneath them you can see the various stats. So we have 5 attack, 9 power attack, and our mobility of speed and jump are still at their neutral 0 state. It is possible for each stat to go into the negative, and that's not a good thing to have. Alright, oh my gosh, we have Twin Astrals. We have not had a single weakness so far. And in fact, right now, we're going in reverse weakness order, because it's the Astral's weapon that's strong against, well, Rollster. Okay, that enemy there just decided to glitch out some, huh? Come on. There we go. Yeah, that works. I typically, you know, normally in Mega Man games, I like to use special weapons a lot. But here in 20XX, I tend to be a little bit sparing. because all special weapons use the same energy bar. And due to the randomized nature of the game, there's no guarantee that you'll be finding energy. Oh, that's different. Okay. Oh, nice. Yeah, Contractor Omega, a very powerful upgrade. +3 to everything. Because, yeah, you can become very powerful with a single one of those. Alright, so here's a nice little challenge. Basically, in this one, we have to destroy all of the enemies in the room using a power, and we are given limited energy to work with. Oh. Well, I have no leg parts, so I may as well. Leg parts are always a mobility upgrade of some type. And yeah, the Ox Jack gives you air dashes. A pretty standard Mega Man fare. At least Mega Man X fare, anyway. So yeah, it's some pretty good stuff there. Oh man, that Armor Sword helmet coming in handy. But yeah, you can dash to the sides, you can dash straight up, you can just dash everywhere. Due to the fact that the Ox Jack set in general is very focused on dashing and making your dashes powerful, it's kind of a key element of the set. Alright, so let's see here. We have the Dracopin Body. Attack, kills, might, restore health. But I think I'm going to go for Zephyr. Increases attack speed. This allows us to have up to 4 shots on screen at a time. And I'll just continue saving my nuts for later. But yeah, being able to attack more frequently. It doesn't actually increase the speed at which our shots move. But yeah, normally you can only have 4 shots on screen, or 3 shots on screen at a time. So bumping that up to 4, very effective. It also increases the number of shots you can have with your special weapons as well. For many of them, it's just 1 special weapon shot on the screen at a time. So yeah, that's pretty helpful. Well, notably, normally you take knockback, you know, from enemies hitting you. But if you have armor, you actually take no knockback. So that's a helpful little tidbit right there. Oh man, that Contractor Omega, it is just so helpful. So here's a slot machine. If we had a token, we could use it, but we have no tokens, so we can't use it. Alright, Twin Astrals, Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright. These two are honestly one of the most annoying bosses in the game, I find. They shoot a lot of projectiles. And that's not even the most annoying part about them. Oh my gosh, I cannot get my charge shot through this thing, can I? So yeah, they have a shield, they have the shield weapon in the game, and they have homing shots. Oh boy, I hate those homing shots. Alright, here we go. Okay, so they're not using the homing shots this time, that's good. But yeah, basically, at certain levels, they will start reviving one another if they die. Fortunately, that's not yet. Still too low of a level to do that. Alright, I can destroy the projectiles with my weapon. That's very helpful. There we go. So yeah, combined with them... Oh, well, this is a system restore. It's not useful right now, but basically there's these things called very safe labs in the game. And in them will be a single, you know, augment. And that augment will have an incredibly powerful positive, but also an incredibly powerful negative. And it's sort of a risk versus reward sort of scenario. But the augment that I got there, the System Restore, it removes any of the negatives of any of those augments. So yeah, the System Restore can really turn around a run. Like, it can turn a run that you might feel like you're about to fail into a run that you are about to completely obliterate, because now you have an incredibly positive, you know, an incredibly positive effect without any penalty at all. There we go. Oh, okay, let's just get through this. Sometimes these fire levels, they can often be the bane of my existence. I will take that. Less attack damage, but man oh man, I got like so many more things out of that. So much more health, so much more energy, so much more power, attack power. It's some good stuff right there. Oh, okay. Yep, these factory levels, my worst levels in the game. Alright, so I have to take no damage. That seems like a bad idea. Fortunately, I'm not timed or anything, so I can just take my time here. There we go. Ooh, that's bad. There we go, that helped. Oh, okay, that's this, oh my gosh. Yeah, everything just sort of spawned on top of me there, and I couldn't quite get through. Oh well. At least you know you only ever take 1 damage in that area. Alright. But, yeah, like I said, the levels are always randomized, but, basically there's a lot of preset ways that the levels, of levels sections, and the game just sort of, you know, mashes a bunch of those level sections together randomly, and that's how the game decides how a level is set up. That said, even within the various level sections that there are, there's a variety of ways that they can come about. There's a variety of traps that could or could not be there, a variety of enemies that could or could not be there, mostly determined by what level you're on. You know, the later levels will have harder versions of the same segments, essentially. And, you know, the game is constantly being updated. So, with more updates comes more sections and more variances of sections. Especially lately, since one of the more recent updates added a sort of in-game level editor, where you can create your own segments of levels and then submit it to be considered. Ooh. Alright, the Armatort boots. Got that side-to-side hover for a long time. And yeah, I'm not gonna get any of these other things. But yeah, now people can submit their own created level segments for consideration to be actually put into the game. And there's already a couple of examples of times that this has happened. So that's pretty cool. I am into it. Let's just get rid of this guy. Well, that didn't hit anything. But this will. Yeah. The Shade Spur there, it can go through walls, which is rather unique among the special weapons, although there is an upgrade that makes it so that all your weapons go through walls. And when you get that, the Shade Spur becomes mostly useless, actually. Though not here, because Perforator here is weak to the Shade Spur. At least a little bit. It's not super weak to the Shade Spur, unfortunately, but, you know. Oh, well, maybe its weakness to it got increased recently. Because, yeah, that's, is doing quite a bit more damage than it usually does. Wow! Do I just have a lot of weapon power or something? Well, now I do. Yeah, I have 17 weapon power. That's why it was doing so much damage. That'll do it. Alright, the Vera. The Vera is a pretty cool weapon. I guess you could say it's a Vera cool weapon. We don't have this guy's weakness. But we can switch things around a little bit. Let's put on the Flame Shield. I love shield weapons in Mega Man games, and this game's shield weapon is no exception to that. It's a lot like the Water Shield from Mega Man 10, or the Junk Shield from Mega Man 7, where each segment of it is its own projectile that can absorb enemy shots. Also, if you have the Flame Shield on at all, it will make you immune to the icicle shooters that can appear in this level and occasionally in other levels. In general, you'll find that traps do tend to appear more often in appropriately themed levels. So ice traps appearing in ice levels, the fire traps appearing in the fire levels, so on and so forth. But just because they're themed around a certain level doesn't mean that they can't appear in other types of levels. So, like, in particular, later on in the game, if you go to the ice stages later on, they do tend to have the fire traps as well as the ice traps. Alright. Yeah, the pineapple things, normally they take 1 damage from anything, But the mortar, it will home in on them and do massive amounts of damage to them. So here's the thing that I was talking about earlier, where you can give up HP for nuts. I don't usually do that. I don't generally find it to be worth it. Alright, there we go. Yes, enemies, much like traps, also behave on sort of the same concept, where there's certain enemies that you're much more likely to find in certain types of levels, but for the most part, you could find any enemy in any level. Although the pineapple things, I only ever see them in the ice stages. But yeah, the pineapples, they'll have the little light bulb thing magnetized to you. And if you don't destroy it fast enough, or go far enough away, or go within these little green shield things, they'll explode on you and do damage. Oh, that was bad. Oh well. Not nice. Okay, so here's a very safe lab. And this is a very dangerous prototype augment. You get every repro, which is basically an automatic turret that floats around you. But, yeah, you can't attack at all. So, we're not gonna do that this time. Especially since I've already gotten a system restore, and only one system restore can ever appear in a run. It doesn't matter whether you pick it up or not. If it's appeared, it will never appear again. Alright, what do I want here? Here's a repro. This is a defensive repro, so it'll slowly float around me, and if an attack hits it, it will destroy the attack. It's essentially a shield. And Thunderous Boon is really good. Plus 6 power strength. That is some serious stuff right there. So let's go and fight a penguin. Once again, we don't have this penguin's weakness. But we do at least have this weapon, which is pretty strong. Alright, let's see if we can get some good damage here. Yeah, that's some pretty good damage. Notably, the Armator's Pound tends to be pretty good against boss battles, due to the fact that most bosses fight with projectiles, and with it you can destroy projectiles. So who would have guessed? Look at that. He can't do anything. And there we go, he's dead. And regenerative plating. Get HP every level. And the Splinter Frost. The Splinter Frost is a pretty cool weapon. And we won't be seeing it here, though. Yeah, wow, we don't have a weapon that's good here, but we do have the Vera, and the Vera is very effective here. Alright. Oh yeah, we also got the Nut Replicator, which gives us 20% of our nut total every level. So that's good. That's some good stuff. Oh my gosh. So yeah, right now, if I could get the Armatort body piece, I would have full Armatort armor, and that'd be pretty awesome. It'd be pretty great to show off a full armor set the first video. Let's just get rid of this guy. There we go. So, yeah, this is the sky level, which we've already been to one of the sky levels. They have the laser grids, and the laser grids are pretty annoying. There's a weapon that can allow you to destroy them, but it's one of the it's one of the two weapons that we don't have. Oh joy. Fortunately, the hover is really helpful in these levels. Go! Aw, yeah. So yeah, notably, while the vast majority of things in this game do 1 damage to you. However, there are a select few enemies that can do 2. And most of the enemies that can do 2 damage to you actually appear in these levels. The sky levels, that is. Yes, the yellow enemies that have the shield, they can't do 2 damage to you, they do 1. but higher versions of those enemies, the red ones and the green ones, they can do 2 damage. Also, this is the Scatter Blast. It's a replacement for your regular weapon, and it's not that good. It's a very short-range attack. It's theoretically very powerful, but it's not powerful enough to be worth it, I'd say. Alright, let's try a Glory Zone here. Yes. So yeah, our Flame Shield makes this Glory Zone a lot easier than normal. So yeah, this is the Dracopin's Claw. Lets you get a double charge shot. Normally, charge shots do twice the damage, but the double charge shot does 3 times the damage. But it also requires 2 layers of charging, so you have to charge and then you have to charge again. It is pretty effective, but I do like the Armatort's Pound a lot, and I'm going for the Armatort Armor anyway right now, so not going to be doing that one. But yes, I'm sure you may have noticed that basically every enemy type has 3 versions. There's the Alpha type, which is the weakest, the Beta type, and then the Gamma type. Okay, Laser, you're just not going to turn off, are you? Fine. I have the hover. I don't need you to turn off. Yeah, later versions of these sky levels can be quite brutal. What's in this one? This very safe lab makes you unable to use your powers, but increases your attack power. I'm not going to do that, because I like using my powers. As you can see by me having very little energy currently. Alright, just got to stand on the edge of this one right here, and there we go. Got it. Yes. The hover. So useful. You can stay in safe locations and not have to deal with ludicrosity. Perfect. Oh, okay, just barely missed that. Oh! I am just mistiming every... Oh my gosh, that was so perfect how the Repro blocked that shot. That was amazing. Yeah, man, this is some really brutal platforming, this level. Fortunately, the boss that we're going to fight at the end of this level is actually probably the easiest boss in the game. Even on later, harder levels, he's still just kind of pathetic. Especially with his weakness. Alright, what do we got here? Let's see, we can increase our power damage. This also allows us to use nuts as energy. This will give us 6 armor. This is the Oxjack Buster part. The Buster parts almost always deal with charging. We get more attack speed, or we could get another one of these. I think I'll grab one of these, and one of these. That'll be good. Yeah, so like the Armatort Buster makes it so your charge shots get rid of projectiles. The Dracopin allowed you to do double charge. The Oxjack allowed you to charge faster. And the Owlhawk Buster is actually the only one that doesn't deal with charge shots. It makes it so that whenever you defeat enemies with your regular weapon, there's a chance of you getting energy. So here's how this weapon is strong against Kerr. It reflects his big square projectiles, his main weapon, back at him. And I'm out of energy. Oh boy! Also, for some reason, you can't destroy his giant square blocks with your charge shots, even with the Buster piece that I have right now. And then we get the Quint Laser, and the Quint Laser is pretty amazing. It's a really big, powerful shot, and it's the only special weapon that you can actually charge. It's pretty great. It can also knock over vending machines. And, yeah, knocked over vending machines, they'll drop the goodies. I was trying to do a clutch charge shot there to destroy that projectile that was coming after me, but I did not succeed at doing so. Oh well. Yes, here we are. It's the final level. And I have no energy. That's bad news. Hopefully I find energy somewhere. Okay. The platforms have now gotten extremely fast. Well, I can just hover. Ooh, alright, well that's +2 attack strength. I won't say no to that. Yeah, like, there tends to be several levels of statistical upgrades. There's always going to be just a statistical upgrade that just gives you one of that stat, which isn't very good. And then there's going to be one that gives you 2 of the stat, and then one that typically gives you like 5 or 6 of a stat. Although jump height is a little bit different. I'm pretty sure there's only one upgrade that specifically upgrades jump height. It's kind of weird that way. And then run speed is also a little bit different. There's a +2 run speed, and then like a +4 run speed upgrade. But no +1 run speed upgrade. Also notably, the Zephyr upgrade, it used to not only increase your attack speed, but also increase your run speed. You know, there have been a lot of changes like that over the course of the game's history. Because technically, this game is still in early access, and it has been in early access for a long, long time. So here's the Owlhawk helmet. 50% of powers are free. That is an amazing upgrade, but we're not getting it today. Let's see, we can get even more attack power. Oh man. I think I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for more attack power. This is useless because it gives you HP at level start, and we're on the last level. So, no need for that one. It's fine. Alright, I have no idea where that guy is. Oh, there he is. Notably, one thing to keep in mind about the glowing soul enemies is that they typically attack more frequently than just the regular non-glowing enemies. Oh, that was bad. Darn it, Flap. Pretty sure that the bad enemies are called Flaps. Can I move up? Thank you. Alright, let's keep moving. Oh, okay, I am running into everything right now. Oh my gosh. There we go. Notably, I always have my graphics settings set to low on this game. Whenever I first played it, I tried to have the graphics as regular, but that didn't work. Like, I had so much input lag in this game. It was ridiculous. It was impossible to play. But yeah, the moment that I turned the graphics settings down, it became reasonable to play again. And we could get the Dracopint helmet. Yeah, basically allows you to charge two charge shots. So just get that rapid-fire charge shot going on there. And the final boss, Vile Visage. I'm gonna wait for a moment to use his weakness on him, because it has a very effective effect. Here we go. Oh, okay. There we go, finally hit him with it. Yeah, it's, normally he can create a shield in front of himself to block damage. But with his weakness, you can basically destroy his nose, so that he can't make that shield anymore. And yeah, the Buster piece that I have right here is incredibly helpful against this guy, due to the fact that one of his big things is that he just fires a ton of projectiles at you. And yeah, you can just destroy those projectiles, no problem. Okay. Unfortunately, the guy tends to have a lot of health. Well, and he tends to throw a lot of things that aren't projectiles at you as well, which is very nerve-wracking. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I died on the last boss. Well, I still feel like that was a pretty good run otherwise. I just ran out of energy at the end and I couldn't couldn't do enough damage to the guy. Still, I showed off the vast majority of the game. So yeah, that was about a 40-minute run. Normally my runs take a little bit over 30 minutes, but I guess I was describing a lot of stuff, so maybe that slowed me down. Anyway, so yeah, this is going to be a series for a while now. And yeah, like I said earlier at the beginning of the video, if you download the game right now today, the day that this is being uploaded, you can play this daily challenge and have a similar, essentially the same level layout. Like I said, if you haven't, if you don't own the game yet, not all the unlockables will be, well, not all the power-ups will be unlocked right away, but yeah, it'll still be the same level layout, you just won't be able to get all the upgrades that I did. So anyway, with that said, I'm mrgameandpie, and I'll see you next time, whenever I do another challenge. See you then!